Good evening and welcome to a very happy Ibrox after a massive win for Rangers, 4-2 in the end. A game of defensive chaos, some good goals in there, and we won the game. That's
no round exciting game, I think.
We'll talk about the game, we'll talk about the starting lineup, the goals, the negative points in there, but again, we'll start massively positive. My name's Iain Mitchell, joined by Tommy. Tommy, how good was that in the end? How pleased are you?
Obviously very, very pleased. It was very important for us to win that. At half time, it was a bit, don't know, but second half, absolutely brilliant. The amount of chances we created always looked like we were going to win. So, second half, brilliant atmosphere, all game, top notch as well. Loved it.
Yeah, it was very noisy in here.
It was very loud.
Everyone said before the game we want to try and make this like a European night, like an Old Firm maybe. It was as loud as I can remember it being in here for years, to be honest. Everyone was up for it. Just a chaotic game. Obviously, we'll come to it in more detail, but there was madness there. You mentioned at half time being a bit unsure, but that was just madness.
It was. I think even we said at half time, it could be 4 each, you know what I mean? And obviously, if Hearts done the same first half, it would have been 4 each, but obviously it wasn't. But it was chaos, first half especially. I think like the first goal was in the 19th minute, and then I think we equalised the 39th. So within that kind of 20-minute spell, we had 4 goals. So yeah, it was mayhem.
We will go with the starting lineup first of all, of course. There was a lot of negatives on Wednesday night when we seen the team. I will bring it in front of you just now to remind you, but we both saw that about 3:30 today.
Yep.
We were both quite happy with that. I think there was nothing in there too negative. It was a very bold attacking lineup, but that's what we've been calling for.
I think we maybe thought that Nadiri or Chermiti would have maybe been a little bit deeper. It probably didn't really play out. Like I think Raskin and Chukwuani were probably a lot deeper than what we expected. But yeah, probably in terms of when we saw that, pretty much spot on. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the start of the game. So
with the armed forces, didn't we? Had the guy jumping right off the top of the stadium.
Not jumping.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that Harry Styles concert years ago. But first 15 minutes or so, we'll skip that entirely because not much happens that I can remember. You've got the notes, so you can help me fill in the gaps. But it wasn't a quiet start, but it was cagey. It was both teams feeling each other out.
Yeah, it was kind of getting to grips of the game, wasn't it? Like you're saying, I don't really think there was any clear-cut chances. I say the atmosphere, the crowd were definitely up for it. We a bit slack, I think, maybe a bit slow, a bit backwards, a bit wayward passing. And then I think obviously the goal kind of comes right after that on 16 minutes I've got. So, I think that was kind of first blood to them, wasn't it?
Yeah. First goal, I know you missed it because you were doing some notes at the time, but it's just an absolute calamity. Fernandes has the ball and he thinks Raskin's ready to receive it. Raskin's looking the other way, just heading up the pitch. I don't know who you blame more in that scenario, but it does end up being a decent finish by Leonard.
Leonard, it was Leonard.
Causing no problems with that one.
Yeah, I as Iain said there, I was looking down. I missed the initial pass. I think it was Braga that had the ball and he kind of laid it back to Leonard, and I've got to say it was a great, from here, it was a really great strike right into the kind of top corner. So I can't really comment on too much because I didn't see the pass, but yeah, if we're kind of giving the ball away from that position, then yeah, we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot there a little bit, aren't we?
Now, a few seconds after that, it was a misplaced pass, I think by Stelling out on the right, and the crowd weren't on him as such, but you just felt the atmosphere dropped. Obviously, we're 1-0 down.
Yeah.
Not started very quick. The place felt a little bit intense. So, how important was it scoring just 3 minutes later? We both thought it was Nadiri who scored this. I think most of the stadium did, the announcer did, but looking at it back, it's just the boy that comes on. Steinwinder
just hammers it into his own net, doesn't he? Yeah.
Real good play from him. Thanks for that. Smashed it home, but it's good pressure from Rangers. It's a good response.
And as good as the crowd were today, I think that is maybe a downside, but like the cheers are louder, but the groans are also louder as well, you know. So when there is a misplaced pass, you're hearing it 10 times harder than you would normally, you know. So obviously, in terms of how that affects a player as well, like probably sounded a lot worse than what it should have been in terms of just little misplaced passes. But I think Romans does very well for the goal. He kind of gets the ball down the left, and I think he plays a 1-2 with Mikey Moore. And then he crosses it in. Was this the second goal I've got? No, this is
you're the notes guy. You're supposed to be professional.
No, this is a goal. Yeah, no, I'm thinking the right one. Yeah,
it's
Romans. Yeah, because it's kind of a bit scrappy in the box, isn't it? It's Chermiti kind of wins the header, doesn't he? It's a bit of a weird save, isn't it? When you say a good save,
I thought it was a great save, and you see it back, and it's if he just claws it out.
Yeah. Mikey Moore then kind of hits a shot into the ground and it kind of loops up and it kind of crashes off the bar. From here, yeah, we thought that Nadiri had scored, that the stadium announcer announced it as a Nadiri goal as well. But yeah, when we saw it back, the guy just absolutely watered it into the top of the net. So, I mean, fair play to him, you know. I think he's trying to clear it, isn't he? And I think he slices it a little bit.
That's what I mean. It's the pressure that we're putting on him in terms of the shooting.
We get a bit lucky, but what I liked about it was there was a good link-up play between Romans and Mikey Moore. It's a 1-1-2, which is the most simplest thing in football that works, that people don't really tend to use a lot. And then from there, I think we keep the ball alive, and that's the most important thing when the ball's in. We've got enough people in there that we're able to keep the ball alive when the ball does come off the bar. It comes off the keeper after the save. So the important thing is keeping the ball alive to get the goal.
Yep. Sadly, we don't score next because it's yet more comical defending. I tweeted earlier. Suter and Fernandez both have a shaky start. I think both came on it again in the end, which we'll come to later. But they both looked a little bit all over the place. We know Braga's a good footballer. He's very tenacious and about the defence all the time. I think we both thought this one was offside, that initial header that went over, but obviously Bars checked it. It was fine, but again, we shot ourselves in the foot. It's just Hearts didn't carve his opening anyway for this.
I think it was immediately after. I think Scott Olsen got put down there for a dive. We didn't really get a good. So you thought dive? I think. I think we've heard that it probably was a dive.
If somebody in the comments thinks it was a penalty or saw it home, for example, let me know. But I thought he just flopped out.
Yeah, but I think it was immediately from that they went up and. Yeah, we thought offside, didn't we? And then when looking it back, we thought it must have been tight. So, yet again, if anybody's in the comments can kind of tell us how tight that was, because the check didn't really go on for too long in terms of drawing lines and whatnot. But they were kind of in one-on-one. I think Chukwueze does well enough to kind of get back and stop the shot, and then goes out to their right back who kind of pings the ball in. Now, we're not sure on Jack Butland on this one, I think,
It's hard. I've never been a goalie. Right, so I'm not going to sit and tell a goalie how to be a goalkeeper. But I just thought he kind of got his feet wrong, got caught, not under it because it doesn't go over him as such, but he just kind of gives up on it.
There's not a lot of pace on the ball for the cross or from the header. So I feel like it is difficult because he's coming back the way, and I don't know, but for me, he maybe gives up on it a bit. Yeah. He doesn't attempt to get it, he kind of sees it as by him and then stops. So I think immediately that's my first reaction was, could Butland have done better there,
Yep, but thankfully we showed more powers of recovery.
Yep, again.
This one's funny because Chermiti thinks he's fouled and goes down. He then tries to hobble up, goes for the ball, but in a sort of half-assed, I'm injured way, and just gets dispossessed. Hearts break forward. They have a good chance to play a ball through for their right wing on this side. But Rangers win the ball back, it breaks forward, and I'll let you take it away with the notes. But Superman turns up.
This one was weird because Chermiti was on the ground, almost as if he was injured, and Sterling is looking at him like, get up so I can pass you the ball. And as he's kind of in the motion of getting up, Sterling decides to pass him the ball as he's in the motion. He's not even fully up yet. Chermiti then loses the ball and he stays down while they go up and have an attack. I think it's actually Sterling that gets back in and wins it back. And then we end up countering from it, and Chermiti obviously ends up getting back up again. He kind of gets in, the defender's kind of with him, he has a shot, it's blocked, and it kind of luckily maybe goes back into his path.
No, it's all skill.
It's all skill, the ball gravitated towards him, should I say, as it always does. And it's a nice finish, really, to be honest. This is one that I've not really seen back. But from here, it looked like it kind of like keeper side, kind of.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
I don't think the keeper could have done much about it, but it looked like a kind of tidy finish. And I think after it, he was kind of still hobbling a little bit. He looked kind of semi-injured to me still. It was a weird goal, though. It was a weird goal from kind of start to finish, in terms of the full thing.
Every Chermiti goal is a weird goal. When are you going to get that?
Well, we've got two more of them to talk about here.
But we'll talk at half-time because it was a big second half coming.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've done well to get ourselves back in the game, but we had to shoot ourselves up the back. Had to keep being a threat. We knew we had a good bench to call on if needed, but what was the confidence level at half? I did mention to you there was that Hibs game in the Championship. I was thinking of it was the big game we had to win, and we won it here 4-2.
Yep.
I can't remember the stipulation of where we were. season-wise at that point. But
that the one Waghorn scored late.
Yes, Jason Holt, I think, scored as well at some point. But that's the feeling I had today.
Yeah.
I said it at half-time, so it's not just saying it when the score's done.
Yeah.
But how did you feel confidence-wise at half-time?
At half-time, I was thinking, I fancy us, but the only slight worry that I had was Hearts looked okay going forward. They didn't get forward too often, but I felt like when they did, they kind of did look a little bit dangerous, and we were maybe struggling a little bit with it at times. That was my only really concern, but I was confident that we would have scored again. So I think once we kind of got that third goal, I kind of did settle down. But at half time, I did have actually a good kind of feeling about us.
Yeah, and I think the crowd backed us. You know, the crowd obviously had no reason to be negative as such because we were still very much in the game. But it felt like the fans were starting to drive us on a little bit. The third goal comes and it's a really, really nice worked goal. Gets down to Scott Olsen on the right. Not known for his right foot in any way, but it's a really good cross.
Yep.
Chimiti exactly where he should be. Right at the front post, in front of the goalie.
Looked like a great leap.
Good leap, strong header. I was going to say can't miss, but it's Chimiti. But he doesn't miss, bangs it home, and this place erupts.
Yeah, and like I've not seen anything back from the second half. I've not had the chance to kind of watch any of it, so I've only kind of muscle memory of what happened there, isn't it? But like for me, it looked like he really got up into the air, like, and it was a decent enough header, you know. And I think Scott Olsen, we were a bit critical of him at half time, maybe, and I think second half. He came out and he was a lot better, and that was a great cross as well. So we needed it at that moment as well. It was a great time to score. I think it was around the 57th, 58th minute.
If you say so.
That we got that goal. So it was a great time. And then from there, it was loud. And I actually think like 10 minutes after that was chaos, wasn't it? It was so electric. The stadium was bouncing. The game was end to end. It was almost a chance.
A league game like that?
Oh, it was amazing. Like like the atmosphere wise. I mean, like, maybe out with
noise,
a Rangers Celtic game.
Everything just culminating in that.
I think it's been a long time since we've had an atmosphere like that in the league that's not been Celtic or like a game, say, to win the league or whatever.
Of this comment, I've got 50 comments criticising Chimiti to delete. We said that especially before his first goal. I think there's people shouting "Diddy," there's people shouting, "What are you doing? Get up, move on. This guy's useless." But
the whole crowd are on his back, weren't they? Like,
such a strange footballer because he's got all the tools, he's got all the capabilities of being a good player. He just doesn't like. If people remember the one that he's tried to kick the ball, I think his left foot kicks it first, swipes away at it. He still keeps the ball, but that's so Chimiti to score a hat trick and have that moment in the one game. And we'll come to the fourth goal.
If you think about the season, you know, if we do go on to do good things at the end of the season, we'll be looking at the Celtic game tonight,
he'll have played his part,
and we'll be thinking Chimiti's. You know, they were big games, you know.
Yeah, that's going from Ricky there as well. The guy is only 21. I think you forget the size of him, the kind of fees.
Do you know? I mean, I slated him. You know, first couple of games. I think everybody did, but I've been off his back completely now, and even after Wednesday, I didn't really go for him too high. Missed a chance he probably should have scored, but I didn't really go in on him hard. I don't really think, but I like him. I like him
more after today.
I like him a lot more.
What I like
hat-trick
about that third goal is that it's Scott Olsen, who have obviously paid a lot of money for just even come here in the first place, got that big option. Chimiti, a record signing of the last 15, 20 years, whatever it is. It's two guys who cost a lot of money, delivering in the big moments. That's why you pay the big bucks for these guys.
I was thinking of asking you when we were on Thursday, weren't we? And I was thinking, do you know what, like, we were talking about, you know, when games get late and we don't get winners and stuff like that. And I was like, well, who in this team is the guys that are going to step up? And maybe it is somebody like Chimiti that can step up in big moments and do that for us. You know,
Kyle Lafferty, you may say.
Oh, well, yeah, when the split comes and Kyle Lafferty just turns into prime R9, you know, and starts scoring goals for fun. Yeah,
that'll be our boy. 3-2 with 15 minutes to go, 10 minutes to go. I feel like we needed a goal. Not that Hearts were pressing as such, but Wednesday's still a bit raw. We know what this team can be like. We know what the nerves can get the better of some people. We saw a few subs come on, but fourth goal comes. Everyone gets that big sigh of relief, but it's all about Gassama here. I know it's Chimiti's hat-trick goal, but talk me through how good Jedi Gassama does in this moment.
I'll be honest, from our goal to the next goal, I don't really have much notes actually in terms of.
No, we're managing it all right.
Which is yet again, and this is what I've kind of praised Rangers for the season. Obviously, on Motherwell, it didn't go our way, but like kind of seen out a lead, we kind of look semi-comfortable. And I think today in the stadium, when you're there and it's live and you don't know what's going to happen. But I bet if we watched that back, we would probably be like,
very surprised
that was
there.
okay, you know, that was calm. Like,
when you showed me the stats from the game, I knew Rangers dominated as such and had the better chances, but it looks like we battered them.
Well, the second half especially, like they had very little in the second half. Maybe had the ball yet again, maybe okay positions down the wing, but they didn't really hurt us much really at all. But yeah, to get back to the fourth goal, Gassama does it. He just see when he's like, and on the left as well. Yeah, he doesn't do that on the right.
Almost like he's better on the left.
Yeah, that's why you have him on the left, isn't it? And even after that, he had a little bit of a run as well, didn't he? And he looked like he could have took anyone on today, so it was brilliant. But when he gets going like that, that's when Gassama is at his best, is it not?
Do you think he is like a sub player though? He's a guy that comes on when defenses
players
are tired.
Yeah.
There's a role for it. You know, people talk about finishers in games. There's a role for it.
Yeah. I suppose, but maybe you don't bring him on the 88th, you bring him on the 60th maybe to run. But he does brilliantly. And then I think because see, when you are on a mazy run like that, you attract defenders towards you because they start to panic. And I think that's what then gives Chermiti the full box, really, to be able to take a touch and to be able to finish it. So it's such an important aspect for Gassama to be able to do that, because once you do beat one or two players, other players have to adjust to you. I think that's what gives Chermiti the space. And I honestly didn't think he was going to score. I don't know, something within me thought he's going to miss here, but he took it well. Yeah, it was a good goal. And I think he deserved a hat trick today as well, for his overall. But I think he held it up well at times. I think maybe the crowd were on his back a little bit, but again, you're a big money signing. You've got to take that, don't you?
I think it was helped today by having a striker with him.
Yeah.
Because the Nadiri would sometimes be the 9, so Chermiti could drop out. Done a lot of good work.
What did you think about Nadiri? For me, off the ball, brilliant. Work rate, brilliant. On the ball, maybe could be a little bit better.
Yeah, I thought he was all right. I can't remember having much chances to score apart from the one I thought he did score.
Yeah.
But I think he's just in about it, which I like. He's in amongst it. He does hold the ball well.
Yeah.
He hassles defenders because that's a really strong defence Hearts have got.
Yep.
Like people talk about Shankland's injury and Devlin's injury, but Finlay and Hackett for them have been a mainstay. It's been their centre backs all season. It's been like the foundation for them not conceding goals and winning games, and they've lost 4 goals today. I think Nadiri was a big part of that overall picture.
Yeah.
Again, he'll have better games. Hopefully saves that for the next few weeks.
He looks good when the ball is in there, isn't it? But I think dribbling wise, I think maybe not his best kind of attribute.
Yeah, but he's a young guy. He's 22. He's going to get better. He's going to learn.
Chermiti's a lot better of a dribbler than I thought. Really, to be fair, at times he can go with it, you know. Yeah, in moments, yeah.
So see that out 4-2 win. If I now look at the league table, we're 2 points behind Hearts.
Yeah.
Again, if Wednesday went better, it could have been different.
We're not talking about games in hand now either.
No,
that's level games with them.
Exactly. So that's a massive. Even just to look at that, you can't help but get excited. Like, we're firmly in this. My big thing today was if we lost, I didn't see us coming back, knowing the games that would come. We'd been 8 points, but a massive win.
I think for me, and psychologically as well, I know Celtic have a game on us, but I think in terms of that's fine because we play them before that game in hand. So if we beat them, right, we would be 4 ahead of them with their game in hand. So I wouldn't be too focused on them having a game in hand and us only being 1 ahead. So that's in our hands now to take control of that. Hearts, do you think now Hearts probably maybe have a decent run of games? Yeah,
but this is the thing now. They're coming on the back of
2 defeats now in it,
out of 3. So you've got to kind of factor that in.
Yep.
They've not got that luxury now that they had before if they just play week to week, because we've got the same thing. We can play that same 11. We can give them all week to train. We can work on set pieces more. We can work on shape more. We can keep this same 11. And by all means, maybe a couple of players come out here and there, but there's not going to be, I think, 5 or 6 changes now, which there has been all season for us. So.
Well, hopefully not.
But better not be. They can be, because that starting 11 for me is probably our strongest 11, I think.
I think maybe Dio and
Dio Mandy, I'd certainly want him, but you then kind of change the whole shape. So I think it's either Dio or Chukwueze.
Yeah.
But if that's the only change you're making game to game,
the
rest is going to grow. It's going to get more confident with each other, and you've got that bench to call.
The bench is a lot stronger now, and I think that you look at it, Mikoma, Miovski, Jigger, these guys didn't even come on today. Sama, Antman, Asker didn't get on today, probably a good thing. Dio didn't come on. Dio did come on, sorry, Tab, and then obviously the sub goalie Liam Kelly as well. So a very strong bench.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments about love for Tour Romans. Do you think he was just, again, that I've said that a few times, that solid 7 or 8 out of 10 every week kind of guy? I can't remember much he done wrong.
Yeah.
His leap for headers it's ridiculous. He's not the tallest guy, but he wins every header. Impressive again.
He gets up and down really well. Like, and he seems to make the right decisions in terms of when to be up and when to not be up. And back, I don't really think it gets caught out as much as maybe Makoma would as well, in terms of back the way. His decision making in the final third of the pitch is a lot better than Makoma for me.
He was also against 3 different right wingers for Hearts today, just with the subs and stuff they made, and again, none of them really troubled him.
I really like him. Like, and in terms of like, if you're asking me like maybe who starts, Makoma or Romans, I think it would be Romans, But I say that's no hate on Makoma. I like Makoma as well. I think that Romans is the better player for me. But I thought he was brilliant today as well.
Absolutely. So we now go into Livingston next week. We'll obviously have a lot more podcasts before that to talk more about this game, but then look ahead to Livingston away next Sunday. Sunday, and then Old Firm the week after. That's just 2 games in 2 weeks. It's nice this squad can get a break, relax, work on stuff, and should get better. Yeah,
hopefully. And that Livy game's it's just, we always say it, don't we? But now every game is going to be like kind of must win. But why does Livy away just always give me a little bit of fear? I don't know why. Like, it feels like we consistently win there, but it's never like easy wins. You think even at the first game of the season, Max Arns kind of scoring late on, you know. It never really seems straightforward there, albeit probably got like a decent enough record there. But like, that's a must win, and then going into Celtic here will be huge. You think of the atmosphere today, what that's going to be like against Celtic, like, would be absolutely electric, man. Just got to take the game to them, and I'm excited really to see where it goes now. A lot of obviously negativity after Wednesday. We come into today and look at it now, we're kind of back thinking, well, we're back again, like, so this is a weird season though, isn't it? Like, it's so topsy-turvy,
Yeah, again, we obviously saw the Celtic score pre-game. That was the expected blow. We thought it was going to be, but
I mean, everybody knew it was coming. We just know by now. We can't control that, You say we just got to focus on ourselves,
Exactly that. And again, if we take care of Old Firm, if we play like we did today, but without those defensive, wasn't going to swear, but issues, we will be fine. Just need to keep that going. Yes. We'll leave it there. Again, it's been a very good day. Ibrox, a great game for the neutral. I hate people say
it really was, and this is a Super Sunday slot we got today because the FA Cup weekend, so it really was. It was a great game for that time slot. And
thankfully Rangers got all 3 points. So enjoy your nights, guys. We'll be back on Tuesday just to give us a bit of a recap of this one, and then looking ahead, more to Livingston. But enjoy it. Again, like, subscribe, all the usual crap that I say every week. But cheers for joining us, guys, and we'll see you all next time.